the past few months, I've been very busy building my very own theme park in Planet Coaster 2, called Discovery Studios, and it's going to have 5 different themed lands, each of which will be based on a real thing. So we already have a Formula 1 themed area, and also Wallace and Gromit. But most recently, we began the 3rd themed area, the Defqon 1 land, based on the festival in the Netherlands, Defqon 1. And it has our most thrilling lineup of rides yet, with many thrilling flat rides and of course the biggest, tallest, fastest and longest roller coaster in the park, running all the way around the area. And today we are going to finish that coaster and the area off, show you all around what I've built, including a POV of the coaster, and talk a little bit about the next area coming soon. So be sure to watch till the end so you don't miss anything. Be sure to subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already, and if you haven't already as well, go and check out the merch that I have just dropped the second batch pre-orders for, link in the description. And here we are then, back in Discovery Studios, and this time for episode 12. Yes, I know, last episode we were also more than halfway through, but we are now more than halfway through the series, which is crazy to think about. It's been going on for quite a few months now. I really can't wait to go into these final areas. As sad as it might be, the park coming to a close, the next few areas are going to be great, so stay tuned for that. And also stay tuned this episode for the final tour around the Defqon 1 themed area. This area, of course, we started it off with the Formula 1 theme land that was very family orientated, maybe a little bit of thrill in that main coaster oversteer. Then you have the Wallace and Gromit land, very, very family, that area. And now we have this one, which is very, very thrilling. So I'm really excited to show you what I've gotten up to. You've obviously seen all the rides that I put in last episode, such as the gyro swing, the 2 drop towers, which I have stuck by my word. One is shot and one is drop. I'll get into the name of that and all the other rides later on, because it's quite a cool name, I think. I also put in a samurai-esque ride with the brand new Toy Box DLC. I literally can't call it a Mondale Top Scan. I just always call it Samurai Rides, and I know a lot of people in the comments were calling it the Samurai Ride as well, which I love. But we put in all of them, and then the episode before, we put in this big coaster, and you can actually see me now making a little bit of a warehouse. Now, this section behind the stage, I was kind of clueless as to what to actually make and do with it, because obviously if I just sort of made it trees and made it like all nice and sort of the foliage growing up around it, not only is it behind the stage, so not many people would even know that all that area is there, but also looking up behind you, you would see the back of the stage, which in real life and also in the game, it would look very odd from the back because it's all just scaffolding and just sort of like pyro and firework holders and everything like that. So it just wouldn't work to be able to see the back of the stage, as cool as it would be to have like a double-sided thing. Again, too many pieces as well. We need to keep the piece count in mind, which I know I haven't really been keeping to that recently, but I'm trying my best. We just sort of need to work around that, which is why I decided to put the entire back section of the stage indoors, because why not? It's just a queue line and the start of the ride. It's only, what, 2 elements, and then at the end there's 1 element that would also be indoors with the brake run and that loop round into the station. So what's the point in having it outdoors and having that massive problem of the huge stage and it's just, oh, it looks disgusting? Literally get rid of that whole issue and just make it indoors. And that's what I'm doing. So, as you can see, this is where the old DJ decks used to be, or in real life, that is where the DJ decks usually are. And I've decided to make that the entrance for this ride, like I've mentioned. That huge stage technically now counts as the entrance for this ride, which is the world's biggest entrance for a roller coaster I've ever seen. We'll keep that world record, because why not? Merlin haven't stolen it, even still. So I literally decided to make that the queue line, because I thought, imagine walking all the way down into that area, seeing the stage, and then you just want to go on the ride and you have to go off to the left or go off to the right, and there's the entrance. I don't think it would be as impressive, so to walk all the way up and through the entrance would make for such a cool little photo opportunity, and also just a nice moment to experience when you come into there. But as you can see, the Defqon logo going in. Like I said, this is the final episode of this area, so to those of you who may not know what Defqon is, don't worry, this is the final episode and you will see 2 very much more well-known IPs coming next, because I'm really excited to do them. And I'm going to talk about some of the rumors I've been seeing in the comments about certain ones that people might think are next, and sort of explain my thoughts about them. Because there's been quite a few that, well, especially Nintendo and Harry Potter, as much as they are big franchises and you could do a lot with them, they've already sort of been done in real life. So I want to always, with this park, I've been wanting to give things a go that haven't necessarily been done. Like, I know we have Ferrari World and Ferrari Lands, but I've done a Formula 1 area. That's because nowhere has a specific Formula 1 land. You know what I'm trying to say? Nowhere has a Wallace and Gromit themed West Wallaby Street area and a Trouble Off the Tracks dark ride and sidecar scramble roller coaster, and then Defqon is a festival that does not have roller coasters. It's very close to Wallaby Holland. Shout out to Wallaby Holland once again. But it is not a roller coaster based theme park or anything like that, so why not put them around? The next two, again, they are not usually used in theme parks. I think one might have been in a different way. I think Universal might have used it for a sort of scare maze. What do they call it? Haunted house. A house of the haunts. They have been used in previous things that are not theme parks or not really roller coasters or rides. So I wanted to take a different approach to these IPs and actually give them a theme park land. And that's what I've been doing with this whole park, and I'm going to continue to do it. Although the next area, there was recently an announcement for a brand new theme park opening, and it is the IP that I'm making. But I don't think, again, it's going to have rides and like roller coasters and stuff, so we're safe, don't worry. As you can see, I am now sorting out more of the indoor queue line for the main roller coaster that now has a name, and I can't wait to show you it. It's a really, really cool name that I did think about myself, but I have seen it suggested in the comments as well. I can't wait to show you that. But I just wanted to make this queue line, like the indoor section of it, which is the whole thing, because the whole queue's indoors. I wanted to make the majority of it sort of like more industrial than what you see on the outside, which is obviously all the flames and the fire and everything, and the samurais and just everything like that. I wanted to make the queue line a little bit more industrial, just so it feels like there's a difference from where you've just been in the area to this queue that you're now queuing in. I want to make it feel a little bit more intimidating as you go through, and then eventually you'll reach the station, which has that sort of red, blue, yellow, black colour scheme, as you can see me making here. And then you're going to go around that first corner. There's going to be like a Defqon logo in the middle. I thought, why not? And then some blades and some cool little animatronic stuff with the huge samurai as well on an indoor section as well. Thought that'd be nice. Before you literally, with the music, as it drops, you send it outside into that swing launch, and then obviously you can see everything around you, the whole area you've been in, and you're really up close to the stage. And even when you do swing launch, there are some really cool fire effects, because like I said last time, there is going to be a big show on that stage. I'm not just going to have a stage for no reason, don't worry. I have created an entire show for it. I'm not going to show you the entire show today, because it might have a little bit to do with what's coming next, and I'll show you that in the next episode. But I will show you a little bit of the show, because it is really, really cool, and I'm happy with it. Hey, I had to say it. I am really happy with how that came out, and shout out to Tommy Vans as well for making the amazing music for it. Putting some blades in the station now, and you can see the train below. I thought that would look really, really cool, although I really did not get that central. I don't know what I was doing there. And just, yeah, keeping that colour scheme in here, but making it a little bit darker so it doesn't look as colourful as the main stage looks from the outside in the sun. You know, a little bit darker on the inside with these vents and everything like that. I thought it'd be really, really cool to do. Putting up a window now for the op cabin, and as you can see, I was just putting a window in and like a door and nothing special. That's another one of those things that, because it's such a small little detail, and I know it is realistic to have an operator's cabin, I just think if I have the walls there and I show this is where the operator cabin is, I don't think I need anything more than that because of the piece count once again. I know the piece count is really annoying, but I want it to be as good as possible and not too laggy for me to build in, because we're not too laggy right now, I don't think. It is when the coaster runs, because there's a lot of effects that go off, but when no effects are going off and when no rides are running, pretty good frame rate in the park. So hopefully that continues, because otherwise I'm screwed. But so far, yeah, it's not been too bad. So the next area might get a little bit worse, and then the area after that is going to be massive. So I assume after that one, it's over. But the park will be over at that point, so it is completely Fine, we're making a smaller park because Isle of Discovery took up the entire map. This will not be doing that, just so we can make it a little bit more detailed and a little bit smaller. You can also see there, as I've just brought over a samurai from it, I have built the portal now. It's a very different portal to the other ones, and the reason for that is because of the height. The height of that portal is insane, and the reason I had to make it so tall is because I don't really want you to be able to see most of the stage from the outside. I actually did try and sort of make a portal that was the same size as the other two we've done, the Formula 1 and also Wallace and Gromit. I wanted to make a portal of that size. I tried, but you could just see straight over to the stage, and it kind of ruined the immersion because you're supposed to walk through the portal and then see the stage as this big reveal, but then you could just see it beforehand and it was like, oh, I know what's coming up, and then you'd just be spoiled anyway. So I actually made a huge portal, and it's quite nice because it goes with the trees quite nicely. It's a very sort of different vibe to the other two. I imagine the other portals that are coming next will be a lot more similar to what we've done already. There is one that could be very similar to the Defqon one, but we'll get onto that. And yeah, we're just sort of putting that samurai in, putting some animatronic pieces on it. His head's doing a full 360, okay. And then we're making that move. So basically I wanted it, so you go around that Defqon logo at the start, it's just spinning around nicely, just a nice little like flashing of lights maybe. And then you go down the launch straight with those blades that you saw me building, and then some more blades on that turn, and then the samurai will light up in the middle of the dark and sort of move his hand around a little bit and sort of look towards where you're going. Very similar to the first ever coaster we built in Isle of Discovery, because there's an indoor section of that. I've only just realised this, it is very similar to that, because that has an indoor section after the first launch, and Poseidon is literally there like going at you with his like, what do they call it? What is it called? Trident, that's the word. Oh, I was channeling my inner Greek mythology then. But it literally is very similar, because right before you go out into the next launch, there's a huge statue of Poseidon and his head follows you and his arm comes across. I've basically just copied that. I didn't even realise where my inspiration came from with that, but there we go. Oh well, doesn't matter. It's in a different park and a different theme. It doesn't matter at all. But yeah, I've made that, and I really wanted this area to be quite a nice ending to the ride. So you're going to be listening to the soundtrack on board. Be very tribal like all of the Defqon anthems are, and I really wanted it to be right at the end when you've gone down that brake run and you're sort of out of breath because the ride has been so good. You then slow down and turn back into the station whilst being able to see other people walking out of the exit. I thought it'd be a really nice little touch to add. So these windows going in, and with all the lighting. The thing is with indoor spaces that you can get away with a lot more, because if something isn't perfect, the lighting really conceals that in the dark, so you actually can't tell that it's not correct. So some of the stuff here I was like, oh, I need to redo. Got to the lighting point, put it all indoors and thought, oh, you can't even notice that. So that's great. But yeah, as you can see, putting in these black walls now, this was getting really difficult to put in around that coaster. But we got there eventually, and I've just completely cut it out. Nice one. We've now abruptly moved on to the outside section, which we obviously were building the exit of on the inside. We're now building the exit section on the outside. So you will be exiting down those stairs through the stage to the right, and then coming down to this section of the area. I tried to make that building, but for some reason the walls weren't joining up properly, and they were making some weird triangles and stuff. I don't know what was going on, but I decided to just copy paste a food and drinks place from elsewhere in the area and use that instead, because as you can see, it's going to funnel you down towards that photo booth. You're going to be able to see your photos there. And then I put the ride photo camera. I was thinking of putting it on the swing launch, but then I thought that's then going to activate 3 times going through that, so I don't really want to do that. And also, these things don't really work when you're going high speed in real life and in the game, so I thought I'd put it on a nice little slow section, not as fast as the other places I mentioned, and put that just after the barrel roll near the portal end of the area. Putting those TV screens in now. I don't know what was going on, but when I started building this photo booth, I think the fact that the walls didn't join up properly just really skewed my vision of it, and I just couldn't build properly for the entirety of this segment. So you'll see me making some silly mistakes, I reckon, which will be quite funny. But here's me building a shop. Yes, a brand new shop in the area. The only thing missing from this area that's usually what we do put in is a restaurant of some kind, because we have the food and drink areas, but no real restaurant or anything. And I don't know if this place needs it. I don't know if every single area requires a big restaurant. So maybe this one will just stick to the food and drink vans, or like the small buildings. I call them vans because they're sort of like those ones that you see just pop up, but they're actually built in. It's just a bit like that. I don't think a festival area really needs a proper sit-down restaurant. So the fact you've got one in the main sort of central hub, and you've also got one in West Wallaby Street as the Wensleydale pub, and also the one in F1 area, I don't think it's needed within the Defqon 1 bit, but maybe there'll be one in the next couple areas. Who knows? There definitely will be. I know that for a fact. As you can see, just putting the canopies over, give the staff a little bit of shade slash, cover from the rain that's now been updated in the game as well. Oh, we love the weather. Snow looks amazing in this game now. I'm so excited to see this park. When we open it, I'm actually going to open it with snow and everything, depending on what time of year it is, because if it's still winter, definitely doing that. I want to see what people react like. And I would decorate this place for Christmas and everything like that, but it would take me forever. And I don't know if it will even be Christmas by the time I finish this series. It'll probably be way after, so I don't think I'll be decorating it for Christmas. But come next series, if I'm doing one, maybe I will decorate it nearer Christmas. Who knows? So talking of series and videos and stuff though, and Planet Coaster 2, the challenge that I recently put up, the Alton Towers Rita Replacement Challenge. Yes, finally doing another competition where the winner this time will win the biggest prize yet of £100 and a bundle of merch. I can't wait to see what you guys put in to the submission form. If you don't know how to enter that and all the rules and everything, go check out the video linked in the top right if I remember. I really hope I remember. Or it's just called Can You Build Alton Towers' Next Coaster on my channel. I go through some of the rules on there, but at the same time, a lot of them are in the comments or on the actual park file. So go and download that and have a go because it's a lot of fun. I've given it a go and made some absolute monstrosities, but I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys do too, because it's really nice to actually do a competition again. But with that being said, I think it's time to head into real time. And here we are once again at the gates of Discovery Studios. Feels like it's been quite a while since we last came in through the entrance, and as you can see, we've still got one blank poster on the wall. That's not fully complete yet, but Defqon 1 is done! And luckily, through the trees, you can only just about see the top of the stage, which is sort of what I wanted to be the case, because I was very worried that you'd just be able to see it towering above. Unless you're really trying, you can't really see it at all. And here we are back into the central hub of the park, and we're going to head left to the Defqon 1 themed entrance portal. As you can see, we're lagging a lot already. Whoops. There is the portal. As you can see, you've got like a sort of red and black Defqon logo, a little bit in the background, the two samurais and loads of blades and everything. I think this looks great. And also, look, I'm jumping. Even if you try really hard, you cannot see the stage from down here, which I think is great. Although when you come out of the Wallace and Gromit portal, little bit of a different story. But here we go then, through the portal. The Defqon logo is spinning as we head through. Look at that reveal. Fully completed now. Just ridiculous. And yeah, now it's finally complete. What a view that is. I mean, I don't think you actually get the full scale of this stage until you zoom into it and just see how big it is. Look at that. But let's go through some of the ride names then. As you can see, we have Back to Back, which is the name of the shot and drop towers, where in the middle of the queue you'll be able to decide which one you want to go on, and I hope anyone that knows about Defqon understands that reference. But that name was suggested by Aaron Blue 937, and it's a great name not only for two different rides, but also for the fact that this is a festival and a lot of artists go back to back with each other. So I think that's really good. Moving on then, we also have the samurai type ride over here called Samurai. As much as the one at Thorpe Park is called that as well, I think the fact we have two massive samurais directly in front of the stage is plausible enough to call it Samurai, and that was an idea by West Wallaby 62. And those two aren't running currently, and neither is this one over here because they're way too noisy. But we have the gyro swing, now called Power of the Tribe. Now this isn't really a suggestion from anyone, but Callum Sellers C4M in the comments last time said that I should base one of the rides off of one of the anthems from the festival each year. One of the more recent anthems that I do really love is called Power of the Tribe, and there's many other anthem names I could have chosen, but that one just rolls off the tongue nicely. And directly down the center right here, we have the entrance for Defqon. That had to be done, I can't lie. Of course, the major coaster in this area, the huge Intamin swing launch new generation multi-launch coaster that has a twisted vertical spike and so many inversions and airtime hills. Yes, that is now called Defqon 1, if you want to call it that. And that name was suggested by AJ Coasters UK, but I was really hoping someone would suggest it because I had this name in mind since I started building it, because it does really remind me of something like Velocicoaster, the Def Coaster. I just like it. And it's currently got a 15-minute wait, so let's go up into the queue line, do some queue jumping. You've got the spinning Defqon logo once again. You're going to see that a couple times on this ride. And then we head into the more industrial looking queue line. More blades and stuff in the ceiling before we reach the station. As you can see, here it is. It's shut down at the moment again because there's a lot of fire and stuff. That actually scared the hell out of me. Yeah, it's closed because there's a lot of effects that come with this ride, and I thought I might as well turn it off for now. So we're going to hop on right now, and you're going to see the POV for yourselves. It might lag a little bit throughout this POV, but I really do hope you enjoy. I don't know why, it really dropped frame rate there, but oh well. We have just gotten off of the Def Coaster, and as you can see, we can exit out all the way down here. Just a nice, simple exit. You can see right into the final turn on the ride. And yeah, that was the ride completed. But yeah, we exit out underneath the huge vertical twisted spike. What timing that was, oh my god. And look at the fire going off. We're going to get a better view of that in just a moment. We walk down these stairs and go and view our photo. Whoa. Don't I just look like a test dummy, guys? And as the coaster goes round, which it wasn't before, so now you're going to see this, as you can see, it goes up that top hat, doesn't make it, and the fire goes off right there before rolling back down. Get a few more fire effects, following the train almost. It goes up into there. Look at that. And then as we finally make it over, you'll do one last blast of fire. Here we go. From both sides this time. Damn. And you get a little blast of fire as well when you come through the 0G stall. Fantastic. I thought that'd be just nice to add, because why not? And yeah, the coaster of course runs all the way around the area, looking so beautiful and so nice. I do need to add a little bit of theming to the train as well. There's just these little things that I forget until I go around and tour it like I do in these videos that I will get sorted, and you will see when I finally tour the theme park at the end of the series. But now is the moment you might have been waiting for as I switch the time to night. Here we go. Oh, it's so dark. So spooky. I'm going to show you the show that I have been working on for this stage. As you can see, here's the little control panel for it. I was going to take you through the sort of process of doing it, but it was a lot of just the same old things with each display sequencer. and then trying to time it up with music, and it's a very long process. But you can see a little bit of what I've been working on over here, which you'll see in the show. And then obviously you've got like the DJ decks is still just there in the ground. Another thing here, but yeah, this is the main control panel, which everything in the main display sequencer is connected to. And it is now time to show you the show. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, because there's still so much more to come. And this isn't going to be the full show, because I'm actually saving the full show for the finale when we finish the park. But like I said earlier, this won't be the full shebang, and there might even be a teaser as to what's next at the end. Sit back, relax, grab a water or some popcorn and enjoy the show.